Okay, welcome back to another episode on WGR Garage, and we're going to be skipping around a little bit in the next few videos. A little bit ago, we took the Jeep out for an overland kind of off-road trip through the Ozarks. It's our first time with Macy doing so, and it was a great time. We had an awesome time. We went out with Tyler and Nick and Jenica and Colton, so yeah, very successful. But the next videos, we're going to be skipping between this and Aaron's buggy still. This thing is falling apart. I really got to give it some love. I haven't done a single thing to it since I bought it last year, and we've taken it on multiple trips and just kind of beat the crap out of it and have not given it any love. So list pretty much begins at head gaskets. I think I got a blown head gasket or 2 blown head gaskets. I got axle shafts in the back are getting swapped out to chromolys with new bearings, and front bearings probably need to get replaced. Seals in the back are leaking. We got some sort of, I think the heater core needs to be changed out as well, so I got a heater core in the shop. Control arms, all the control arm and all the suspension shot, some of the steering shot. So I got pretty much a whole bunch of parts waiting to go on this thing. So that's what we're going to be doing. We're going to be skipping between this and Aaron's buggy, and hope you guys follow along and enjoy. All right, here's the food recap. We got steaks, we got potatoes, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes. Michelle's is gone. Macy, how you doing? Is that yours? You got carrots?
Just got mine.
Carrots. There's Colton's. We got Nick on the griddle.
What's up?
This thing, if you guys haven't used one of these before, it is awesome. Absolutely awesome. Zero complaints with camping and the Blackstone. We got Tyler. He's got a big old T-bone. Mashed potatoes. Whatever that is.
Pasta salad.
Pasta salad. I couldn't think of it. Pasta salad. But way cool camp spot for the end of the day. And here's the review on the grill. Next grill, not the best. All right, so coming under the hood, a while back I had a cylinder number 3 misfire, so I pulled the plug on it, and the plug was corroded, like pretty corroded, and I'm getting air into my coolant system, which leads me to believe that this side head gasket is blown. So we got to address that. Next thing is, like, the wiring on this thing is really bad. So the battery is not even, mounted. It's actually too big of a battery to sit down in the tray, so I'm either gonna have to modify the tray or just get a different battery. But all this wiring needs to be redone. All right, so coming to the interior, this was new. The cable snapped, or one of the ends snapped, so need to rip apart the center console. I think once I have the center console apart, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna rip the floor out, or all the carpet. Not 100% sure if I want to do it yet, but I would like the carpet out of this thing and rhino-lined. In addition, we got just fabric seats in here, but Michelle wants some heated elements in it, so we might throw some heated seats in here as well. So other than that, she's still in one piece. I mean, I got this rack back here. We're gonna be taking this to Rubicon Trail in the near future, so I was trying to look for storage, and I picked up this rack, and this thing is sweet. It's a hook road. I mean, it is solid, absolutely solid, really heavy duty. Comes with a net up top, so pretty excited about that. So we will be putting this thing to a test when we hit Rubicon Trail, and we also have a Moab trip planned, so that will be later this year, and I will try my best to get it on video. All right, here's how bad the control arms are. I don't know if you can see them just popping like crazy. So yeah, time to change those out. So anyways, guys, that is the recap and kind of the to-do list. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple things, but yeah, I think we should get to work. It is nice outside. Before it gets too hot, let's rip this thing apart. All right, well, you had to start somewhere, right? So I started with just pulling out that crappy wiring that wasn't original, and I'll make it all. I'll probably run one main power into a fuse block inside, and then those will all be attached to a fuse block inside. So you can get rid of the inline fuses and all that stuff, make it way better. So the other thing is the battery that was in here, it's not the correct battery per the model. So there was these pieces of plastic that were kind of sticking out, and it's made to keep the battery from moving side to side. The battery that was in here was so wide that it, you know, almost touches this wall and it almost touches this wall, but these were in the way from the battery sitting all the way down and being tied down. So I cut those out of there real quick, super easy, both sides, and that battery the battery that's in it right now will fit down in there nicely, and I'll be able to tie it down via the tie down bars. So that is fixed. That was one thing that was driving me nuts, is that battery's flopping around in there, which isn't good for anything. So yeah, so probably onto the rear. So I think I'm gonna pull off the tires, get some jacks underneath there, and start there. Probably chalk the wheels because I don't want this thing rolling on me, but we'll give that a shot. So all right, guys, I went with Core4x4 Tier 3 control arms. So I'm really pumped about these. I mean, they are beefy. So they box them really well. Got a bunch of stickers with them. These are 5/16 DOM, so bigger than 1/4 inch DOM, which is really nice. Fully rebuildable Johnny joints, solid Johnny joints on one end, and then your rubber bushing on the other end to maintain just a little bit road comfort, a little bit more road comfort than if you did 2 solid joints. So yeah, these are sweet, man. They are very nice. I'm pretty excited. I got the rear and then the front, or front and rear, whatever. I got both ends, and then I got a Core 4x4 track bar as well with Tier 3 on that as well. So that's one of the biggest additions to it. I'm pretty stoked about them. Alright guys, links are on both sides now. The last thing to do in the back end is going to be this track bar. So let's tear that track bar out. I got a new one, Core 4x4 Tier 3 track bar as well. Looks pretty stout compared to what's in there. I mean, the one that's in there is aftermarket, but it's not Core 4x4 aftermarket. I mean, that thing is no joke. It's beefy. So let's go ahead and change that, and then I think I want to start ripping out the seats and stuff so I can get that transfer case shifter replaced. I did install this too. It's like a fold out table. I figured that'd be pretty nice addition when you're out camping out of it. So all right, let's get to this track bar. Alrighty guys, so on to, I think, this cable shifter over here for the transfer case. I think I want to dig that out and at least see what happened with it. I already ordered a new cable. It should be in tomorrow, but let's start ripping, I think, like the centerpiece out and just see what's under there, and go from there. Okie dokie, figured out what was wrong. So there is like a plastic bushing basically that rides inside of this little, hopefully you can see that, the eyelet right here. And when that plastic bushing gets old, it basically deteriorates into nothing. So this is all plastic bushing in there. It's supposed to be on there, but it had popped off, and this is how I was trapped in the gear, in whatever gear it was in. So alright, well, you really couldn't see much in the video, but I fished this out through the top side. This little clip was kind of a doozy, but I just stuck a screwdriver. I did break one side of it, so hopefully the new one comes with one. But yeah, so it's out of there, and gotta wait for the new one, fish it back through the top side, hook everything back up, and we should have four-wheel drive again. Okie dokie, so got a little sidetracked, ripped the whole interior apart. The carpets were constantly wet, so this thing has a small leak in it somewhere. Hopefully I can, now with the carpets out, I can pinpoint kind of where the leak's coming from. Additional to that, the heater core leaks in this thing. So I got heater core in this side, plus water in this side. And then I kind of want to rhino line. I think I'm going to keep the carpet in the back because I really like it carpeted in the rear of this thing. So I'll probably do the rhino line, lift the carpet up underneath there, and then we'll call it good on lining this thing. Then we'll put all the plastic trim pieces back, put the tunnel, I guess the center console back, and then we're pretty much done in the inside. So yeah, I'm going to do the redneck way of doing the heater core, which you cut out a couple supports. You can slide the heater core out this way after you cut the heater core. These tubes up here, you can cut these too, and then you'll sleeve in the new one with some rubber hosing. So not correct, but it works really well. We got parts. So it's been a couple days, but I got my new shift cable in, and these have the little, I don't know what you want to call this, little grommet or retainer down inside it. These ones are broken and into lots of little pieces, if you can remember. So we will be pressing these bad boys on there, and we'll have 4x4 linkage again. So that'll be cool. It's gonna be hard to show this, but I'll do my best. Alright guys, so got it hooked up, everything pushed in there pretty easy. Just have this grommet to do back here, which I think I can push that bad boy down in there. Other than that, I ops checked it. I had to put power on before this thing will break free and let everything work. So I put power on, and looks like we are good to go. So that's done. Probably onto this wiring. Actually, I'm waiting on a fuse block to get here. I'm going to put a fuse block underneath there somewhere, and have one power cable basically feeding the fuse block, and then all these wires will go off the block. So, well, some of them, well, not all of them, but
other than that, on to something else. Alrighty guys, we are going to be using Raptor liner on this bad boy. So this kit's pretty easy. This is an old gun I have, but that did come with a new gun. I think this is the hardener. So you got hardener, you just pour it up till it's to the fill line. You pour it in this thing, you shake it up really, really good, and then you're good to spray. So I kind of got everything taped off. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember the overspray or how bad it is, so I'll have to look at that for a second, see if I need to tape off and plastic off some more stuff. But for now, let's give it a shot. Alright, so interior is sweet. Raptor liner, knocked the whole thing out. It's super hard already. I wouldn't say it's fully cured. I think it's like 5 to 7 days fully cured, but very, very happy how that turned out. I started getting kind of ahead and I'd stopped, or I didn't record, but my onboard air system is just, it's really annoying having it across the back like that, because it blocks any luggage or any storage or whatever from coming all the way forward. And it's also just kind of an inconvenience having it there. When you try to put stuff in the back, it just kind of shortens your storage area. So I think I'm going to try and get this tank mounted here right to the speaker. The only problem is that this setup is too long to do that with the seat up. So when you put the seat up, I need to shorten this tank about 2 inches. So what I'm going to be doing is cutting this cap off this tank and cutting 2 inches out of the end piece and welding this cap back on. And I might change some of these ports. I might actually cut some of these ports off or make some new ports up top. Not sure yet. I just got to make sure that I can put it in line with this tank and have the seat come fully up, and then the pump is kind of in line here. I'm going to stack the pump on top of it. So it'll all be one unit kind of right here tucked in this area, and I should be able to put a cooler or whatever I want in this direction and this not block all my storage. So I think that's one of the little chores I'm going to do today, or one of the little tasks I'm going to do today. It should be kind of a fun project. So let's get to work. right, well there you have it. So just took out, I think I took out about 4 inches there on the end cap. Re-welded the end cap back on. Did a really crappy job of blending it and painting it. Moved this little mounting point forward. Made little brackets to mount this on top, and it should fit in there pretty dang good. So let's go pop it in there. Heck yeah, she is good. Out of the way so I can slide in a cooler or whatever. You can slide in past the speaker and it won't hit the pump anymore. So that should be super beneficial, and I should be able to get a lot more storage out of this area when that thing's not going across the whole back of it. So plus now the seats completely lay down. I think that's pretty cool. If you really wanted to, you could probably sleep out of this thing if you don't have anything else in it. But pretty freaking stoked about that. So yeah, I got some plumbing to do. I got to plumb in all the air lines, all the wiring. I'm waiting on a fuse block to go under the dash back there. And then yeah, it's kind of starting to be reassembly, at least on the interior, and that is cool. Alright, well, start putting the interior back in. We actually just put the heating element in this thing too a minute ago. I did not get it on camera, but I will on the next one. It's the same process for both of them. So you can just, these actually break down really easy. There's just kind of these clips in there, and you just kind of pull them out from underneath the bar and they come right off. So pretty sweet. They have the heating elements in them now, and I'm putting the bolts in. And then we'll do the center console. I'm not 100% sure, but I might have to take it back out because I got to get this plastic trim pieces in here. So let's check on all that. Okie doke. So started messing around with the fuse block a little bit. I found this little cool area underneath the steering column. This panel kind of goes up in there. I just took a sanding disc and just sanded, you know, just the ribs off, or this rib section off of there, and it has enough clearance to put this on there and close the hatch up. So pretty slick. I like that a lot. Pretty easy access to your fuses, and it's pretty well hidden to where it doesn't look stupid. So now it's just wiring. So let's start running some wires. Okie dokie. Got the battery in just temporarily, and she works. So this is the air compressor. This is going to be probably like cigarette outlet in the back or 12-volt outlet in the rear of the Jeep. This is my lights right here. Those ones. And then this last one's gonna be rock lights eventually. So we will get some rock lights. I already got them here. I just gotta install them. So on the to-do list, but I already pre-wired for this. There's a wire in the engine bay just hanging out. Once I feel like installing rock lights, we'll have it on this switch. So that pretty much completes this portion of wiring, which makes me really happy. So make sure this thing still closes, but Look what just showed up. Some Jeep beef. So obviously we pulled the axles. New axles going in. This is Revolution Gear chromoly rear axles. They're US made axle shafts with a lifetime warranty. So yeah, pretty freaking cool. Excited to pop these bad boys in there. Alrighty, that was not easy. This thing was just full of gear oil and just old, and then the parking brake is no joke. Assembling those drums, it's just like the axle shaft's in the way. It's really big pain in the ass. I've done other drum brakes before, but this was pretty tricky, but got it on there. I will do the other side. This caliper was frozen and snapped, like one of the bolts, the little adjuster piece snapped. This piece right here. So got a new caliper coming, and then this side will be done. Put a tire on, bleed the brakes, and away we go. However, I have not started this side yet, so I need to clean everything, clean the surfaces, wire wheel everything. These are filled with gear oil and gunk. Clean that. Assemble the axle tubes. This is the backing plate. This whole thing is just full of crap, so fill all this up, or clean all this up, and we can start reassembling. Okay guys, got the rear pretty much sitting on their own with some Revolution gear and axle chromoly shafts in it. Yeah, so pretty stoked that the rear end is done. I got a brand new caliper over there, and then this caliper is my old one, but it's still good, so got that in there as well. So yeah, just gotta put my diff cover back on, fill her up with some fluid, and the rear end is 100% good to go. We do have some parts piling up. This is a basically all new cats, and I don't know what the first one, I think the I think they're both cats, but anyways, yeah, brand new exhaust for there. I got brand new manifolds in here. So brand new manifolds. So got pretty much a whole new exhaust on this thing. And the reason being is because the cats on mine were collapsed. If you can see down in there, that's what they're supposed to look like, honeycomb kind of. And ours on the side that the head gasket is blown on is collapsed and like folding in. It's clogged, so not good. But anyways, we got a cylinder head, all new gaskets. I think I'm gonna put this diff cover on, add fluid to the rear, and then it's time to start breaking into the engine. So that's what's up. So I think that is where I'm going to call it quits on today's video. So hey, making a ton of progress on the Jeep. I'm really stoked. We got a off-road trip coming up in like middle April or end of April. So I need to have this whole thing running, driving, ready to rock and roll for that, and hit some camping and hang out with some friends. So anyways, if you guys like this video, as always, please like, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.